Scott Flash Norton. You're listening InYourHeadOnline.com. You change that channel, and I'll come and hunt you down.
What's that?
You talk to Sean still?
Yes, we talked maybe 4 or 5 days ago.
Where would you like to see your final run? Would you like to have a final run in WWE, or would you like to finish up in TNA?
I'd like to powerbomb McCain.
Really? That'd be interesting.
Have a match with McCain. He'll have something to do after this presidential thing.
Yeah. Any chance we could see Nash going into politics?
God, I don't know. I got so much dirt. I seen this poor Palin lady, man. They dug her shit up for an hour and a half. It would take them about 3 minutes to get me. I'd show one of those clips that Mad Mountain Rock filmed on the bus in Europe, and I'd be dead.
Former guest of ours. I tried to get a bootleg copy of that from him, but didn't hook me up.
I think most of mine is just my voice. I don't think you actually see me participate in anything. I think it's just I'm doing a narrative of the entire event. So.
Oh man,
Barb's excited about that one. Incher, do you have a question from the board?
Yeah, actually, AFK, he wants to know, you obviously put a lot of work into WCW. He wants to know, how did you feel when the plug was pulled?
You know, I'm sure it's no different than if you were on, Home Improvement or one of those kind of shows, or Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, it was a great show. It was a success. All good things come to an end. It came to an end, and I'm proud of what we accomplished there. I mean, we were the #1 wrestling franchise in the country for a couple of years. It was good. I mean, and I look at it and say that if it wasn't for the tech market crumble, we'd still be around. But that's what happens when you're owned by a publicly traded company that's a conglomerate. And AOL stock dropped about 70% in the course of about 4 months, and they started selling assets, and we were one of them.
Dwayne, did you have a question?
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Nash. How are you?
What's up, man?
I just want to know why you were not on the last Nitro.
Why I wasn't on the last Nitro?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had my option to do it, but once the company switched hands, I had a personal service contract with actually the Turner organization. So once the company changed hands, I didn't have to participate because he was no longer in charge. So if you had a choice of getting paid and watching the show on TV or being on it, what would you do?
I would not go. Thank you very
much. In Eric Bischoff's book, he says that he thought DX was like a copy of the NWO. Did you agree with that?
No, it was different. I mean, there's only, Eric would be the first one to say there's really only 5 real angles in wrestling. Guy wants girl, guy gets girl, guy hates guy, factions. I mean, there's only so many ways. It's just the different ways you do it. They were a faction of guys. I mean, it'd be like saying that the NWO was a rip-off of the Horsemen.
Right.
Or that we were a rip-off of the Freebirds. I mean, it's different eras, different... I think that we were very ultra-violent, and I don't think that the DX was ultra-violent. I thought they were kind of more comical, and I thought, there was a different, there was a difference to them.
Yeah.
They were younger, they were hipper. But we were pretty hip for our time,
I don't know if you keep up with like WWE 24/7, but they have this show on there, Legends of Wrestling. It's like a round table, and the most recent one, it was about factions, and Ric Flair picked the NWO as the worst faction in the history of wrestling. What would your response be to that?
Well, number one, I'd like to get a breathalyzer on him while he was saying it. Isn't he the guy that walked away from like a lifetime $500,000 job to go do personal appearances?
Right.
Okay. I'll go ahead and rest my case on that one. his next good decision in his life will be his first.
Let everybody know you're actually going to be wrestling for Extreme Wrestling Entertainment October 9th, and they just moved it to Kingwood, West Virginia. Have you been to West Virginia?
Yes, I have. Yes, I love West Virginia.
Excellent. We'll have all the information right up on the website. Apparently they have to change the poster, so we don't have all the new details right now. Did you have another question? What was that? Did you have another question from the board, Incher?
Oh, I actually had a question. I just wanted to know, Wade Boggs in the recent Mr. Perfect DVD, he actually took credit for that, the Wolfpack symbol. I was wondering what your response to that.
Well, somebody else asked me this question not too long ago. I think I was on Sirius Radio, and I told him, unless he's part of the Turkish mafia that sells hashish in Amsterdam, where we actually stole the sign from, which I doubt he is, I think I'm going to have to say that I'm going to have to say that he's. We were in a coffee shop in Amsterdam, and these guys walked around and they kept giving that Wolfpack sign. So X-Pac asked the dude, he said, "What's that mean?" He says, "That's Turkish mafia dudes. They do a lot of the drug importing here, a lot of the hashish." And I swear I didn't see Wade Boggs that day in the coffee shop. He might have been in there, but I didn't see him. So I'm going to have to say, bullshit.
Take that, Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
You got another question, Barb, man?
One of our fans, Casper, wants to know, what are your thoughts on working with Alex Shelley and whether TNA could have taken the Paparazzi Productions gimmick further?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's just certain guys you have a natural chemistry with. I mean, like when you just sit and you go back and forth and you just throw stuff back and forth. And he was, and the thing is, people always say, "Do you think that you could have went further with the Alex Shelley thing?" I always say to myself, "Well, he's not dead and I'm not dead. So as long as one of those two intangibles are still there, that he's alive and I'm alive, I mean, we can always take it further. Hopefully, we can take it further. I mean, he's very, very young. I see him as, I mean, right now I think the Motor City Machine Guns are great together, but I look at him as a breakout star somewhere down the line, and I'd love to be his manager or something like that, just to have him have somebody to feed off of. So.
Who came up with all the different vignettes you guys were doing? Did you guys think of all that stuff yourself?
We made up about 90% of it and half of it was just on the cuff. But it was, they just kind of. But Dutch Mantell helped us a lot. Dutch had some oversee, and then Jeremy Borash, he shot it. And he's got a really whacked sense of humor, and we would just sit there and throw ideas back and forth, and we'd shoot it when TV was over. At 11 o'clock at night, we'd start shooting that stuff. So, we'd get tired and giddy, and occasionally I'd have a cocktail. So,
whose idea was the chart? That was probably my favorite part.
I think that was actually Jeff's. Jeff came up with the chart.
All right.
Jeff Jarrett.